Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscious Quilting. Today I'm going to be demonstrating an edge-to-edge design using primitive feathers. I'll be connecting each of these primitive feathers with travel stitching. This is a sample that I'm working on in preparation for a class that I'll be teaching later on in the summer. These feathers are a bit different from what I usually do. You can see where I'm working from what would be the back of the feather lobe out from the stem, and I'm leaving a great deal of space between each of the lobes. This is a much easier style of feather to do for people who are just getting started because there's minimal backtracking, if any. And as we travel around, you'll see it's a relatively quick way to fill the space on your quilt. There's a lot of quilts that this style of quilting would work for. Anytime we're doing edge-to-edge quilting, of course, we're basically ignoring the piecing of the quilt, if there is any. And if we've got blocks and things like that, we're ignoring that and we're just running roughshod right over the quilt and just filling it up, getting it quilted so that we can get it bound and it'll be done. As opposed to custom quilting, where we're fitting the quilting to the individual blocks. Here I'm using my travel stitching to escape a tight space, and then getting started on my next feather. I'm starting with a curl, and then I'm working out with my lobes. Out and back, out and back, out and back. Normally with my feathers, I would have them butted right up against each other, and I usually work from what would be the top of the lobe around to the back of the lobe, meeting with the previous one. I'm also, you'll notice, only doing 1/2 of the feather in this, because this is meant to be a more open design with a little more free space so that you get a softer result in your quilting. A lot of the quilting that I do tends to be a lot more dense, largely due to a history of show quilting and doing wall hangings and more art quilt type things versus bed quilts. But I am breaking out of that a little bit at a time. Here you can see I've created a very tight space for myself here, and I had to make a bunch of tiny lobes to escape that, but that worked out very well actually. Coming up and around. I'm using a very flat batting on this sample, which is very helpful to prevent pleating and bunching of the fabric. Working my way back with a travel stitch, turning my fabric, and getting ready for the next one. So as you see, I'm filling space fairly quickly. This is being played at double speed. The actual sample took me about 9 minutes to complete in real time. We're coming up on the end here. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope that you're finding this content helpful. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you would like to see, questions that you have, videos that you would like me to create. I am open to recommendations and new ideas. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet,